So should you take a lower paying job for the experience that could potentially that will get you a higher paying job in the future, or should you take a little bit higher paying job that will potentially maybe get you a higher paying job in the future, but the experience that you're getting is much more valuable?
Well, there's a couple different ways to answer this, but like, number one, what does valuable mean to you? You got to ask yourself that. What does valuable mean to you?
Valuable, I guess, for me means like you feel fulfilled when you go to work. You feel like everything's good.
So at that point, you're valuing different things than maybe somebody else is valuing, because somebody else is going to value security. They're going to value consistency, and they're going to value like that is guaranteed money, guaranteed growth, guaranteed 3-4%, as far as like a raise every year or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so you're presupposing, you're starting with the idea that what you value is what's valuable. Mm-hmm. So that's all I'll say to you is like, recognize that it's what you value versus what somebody else values. So the answer to the question is, it depends. Mm-hmm. Like, and nobody likes that answer. So you've decided what you value, and then from there, what's your goal? What is your goal? What do you want? What does high paying even mean?
I guess it's relative.
Yeah.
But
no, then I'm asking to you and to somebody else who's watching this. Like, what does high paying mean to you?
High paying to me would be 100,000 plus.
Okay, 100,000 plus, because $1 million.
That's very high paying.
Well, $1 million is in 100,000 plus range.
Yeah.
So which is it?
100,000.
100,000. So so right now, even what you just experienced or what they're experiencing, something like that, like you have this. Is what I'm about to say? Is it enough? Is it too much? Is it like? There's all these judgments, this internal judgment around money. So you got to let that go. And be like, yeah, right now, $100,000 is a lot of money to me. Cool. Now you're clear on what your goal is, and then you're also clear on what your values are. Which my values are to be fulfilled in my job. Not just to have the security, because if you would have said security, we would have gone a different way with it. So now you want to be fulfilled in your job, and you want to have $100,000. So from there, you can work backwards. You can say, this job that I'm working at, does it have the potential to get me that? Mm-hmm. So you say, what's better, to take a lower paying job with the potential that's guaranteed, or the potential or that's guaranteed? So now you work backwards, and you say, this job, is it going to be about the guarantee of that or the potential of that? And is it going to make me feel fulfilled or make me feel like secure or consistent? Mm-hmm. And so what's coming up for you right now? What are you thinking as I'm saying these things?
Well, I'm thinking I'd rather, like I said at the beginning, I'd rather have more value. Or more happiness is more valuable to me.
Yeah, great.
And so for me,
so what if you're making 70,000?
I don't think it really
Happy.
matters.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's great. So now you're starting to answer your own question.
If I'm happy and I'm making 45,000, that's more valuable to me than 100,000.
Great. So now you're clear on what works for you, just as long as you don't judge it. Because what does happiness even mean for you? Because what if you said happiness is making $100,000 a year? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. But you have to understand that the inverse of that is that what you are saying without saying it is that making $90,000 a year isn't happiness. So just be careful about where your values are, what your goals are, and just understanding. So then the next question is about self-awareness. Are you the type of person, like there's a book called The E-Myth Revisited. If you haven't read that, friggin' go read that book. It's so good. And in it they talk about the 3 people that are involved in a business. There's the entrepreneur, the artist, and then the technician. So and you get to be clear with yourself about, am I the entrepreneur or am I the artist or am I the technician? And none of them are good or worse or bad or better than the other. In fact, all 3 are completely and totally necessary to run any business. Mm-hmm. Any business. When you get clear on which one of those you are, and get clear on your values, and get clear on your end goals, dude, then you have a clear path about what you want to accomplish, how you are going to best be able to accomplish it, and then whether or not this job is in alignment with that. And if it's not, that's okay. It
Mhm.
will be in alignment for somebody else, somebody else's values, somebody else's path, somebody else's end goals, and whether or not they're the entrepreneur, whether or not they're the artist or the technician. An
Mhm.
entrepreneur is somebody who is just going to be the owner, who's going to start a business, and then be totally fine selling it. An artist is somebody who is passionate about the craft. Like, for example, with me, I'm an artist within Next Level Life because I really love doing the craft of coaching. I love doing the craft of assisting people with building their business and really getting in touch with their intuition, those different types of things, using spirituality to grow a business. I love that stuff. And then a technician is somebody who's going to do the tasks, the actual tasks associated within a business. And often those people are more like somebody who values security more. The way to know if you're an artist or an entrepreneur is, would you sell the business if you were given an opportunity? And for me, like, I wouldn't sell Next Level Life. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm the artist in here.
Mhm.
Maybe if I was owning a different business, then I would totally sell that. I would build it up to a point where it was sustainable, and then I would sell it. So out of those three, which one do you feel like resonates more with you?
I feel like artist.
Okay, great. So now you understand.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that. So for you, if you're saying I want to like lean into the artistry of something, then how am I then going to apply that to my skills, my passion, my goals, my values, and how does everything line up? So does this give you clarity about whether or not you would take a low-paying job?
Yeah.
Cool. What are you taking away from this?
I think I would take the low-paying job that makes me more happy.
Cool. That's great.
Mhm.
And the trick is to do that without any judgment.
Yeah.
Judgment for somebody who wouldn't, judgment for yourself for doing it, any of that. And if you can really be just honest, then you can move forward feeling peaceful, feeling happy, feeling even secure
Mhm.
as you're making that progress. So that's a long answer. The short answer is, we should have done the short answer at the beginning, but like you could say, should I take a low-paying job with like the potential for an upside, or a low-paying job that's kind of like a guarantee for progress and stuff? And it's going to come down, the short answer is, it's going to come down to, what's your risk tolerance?
Mhm.
How long are you willing to like stay in the trenches of that? Because if you're a true entrepreneur, then you're thinking long term. And Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this, how entrepreneurship, the concept of entrepreneurship is overvalued in our society, especially American society right now. It's overvalued. And there will be a time where the pendulum will swing back to, like, entrepreneurship is always going to be around. It always will be part of the American dream, but like, there's this idea that right now it's put on a pedestal. And the pendulum, I think, will swing. I agree with him on this, that the pendulum will swing back to where there's more security, or like security is more valued in other things, and entrepreneurship isn't glamorized like it is now. And that'll be an interesting shift to watch happen. And I'm fine with it because I am clear on my values and my roles and my end goals. And so the trick is for you to get clear on yours, and if you want help with that, go to PrestonPugmire.com. I can help coach you. Come to one of my events. Get one of my free PDFs for figuring out your blueprint. Watch all other videos on this channel. There's a lot of different things that you can get access to. Live a next level life, because you deserve it.